This is the story of baby Lindy and all the times we've been there for her. We were there in the beginning and when it became official.
Baby, congratulations.
We were there for Mom every day. We were there when big sister-to-be did
There's
this.
like 3 beads she's been...
It's 2.
It's 2 beads.
When Dad did this.
Cheers, madame.
And when this happened, we were there too. So here we are. Baby Lindy will be born in exactly 10 minutes. Which is why we've organized an ambulance.
Just breathe, Dad.
To help get them to the hospital on time. We were there for baby Lindy. And we will be there for you.
One of the things that I will always say is it is beautiful to see more and more awareness among our communities that it's not only ladies that come to these kind of shows, it's couples, because Fertility Show Africa is seeking to promote that as well, that fertility journey is not a woman's problem, it is a couple's problem. And it is encouraging to see all the speakers that are coming here trying to emphasize that it impacts on both of us, and therefore this journey requires both of us to be on board. Our next speaker is Adele Kazilsky. She is going to be talking about introducing carrier screening. Adele studied genetics and biochemistry at Wits. Her life's path, however, led her into the world of business for 30 years. But it never dampened her love and intrigue with the world of genetics. In 2020, she became the CEO of FutureGen Labs, which has become a trusted leader in the field of reproductive genetics in South Africa.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present to you today. A short history of who we are. FutureGen Laboratories was born from a story of struggle with fertility. In 2016, a couple, Abrashka and Tali, decided to start a family. And unbeknownst to them, their journey to parenthood would take them through 5 years of grueling challenges before they were gifted with the birth of twins. During their journey, they realized how difficult it was to access genetic testing that was both affordable and reliable, and is so vital to the process. Abrashka is the director of a medical supplies company, and he decided to make a change. His company, Kingfisher Medical Supplies, proceeded to invest in cutting-edge technology which would bring reproductive genetic testing to the market locally. Now, Kingfisher Medical Supplies is partners with the Karma Group of companies, which is a diversified health group that has a wide range of interests that form the foundation of healthcare in South Africa. So in November 2019, just a little while after buying the equipment, I was approached by Kingfisher Medical to spearhead the creation of a local laboratory that would bring this endeavor to fruition. I embraced this opportunity and challenge with much gusto. But needless to say, it was no mean feat to set up this laboratory, especially that 3 weeks into our project, we hit the COVID shutdowns. Determined, however, to realize this dream, we built our lab against all odds. We brought on specialist staff on board, our key player being Quinton Goodyear, who is our medical director. He has a master's degree in human molecular biology, and he has more than 14 years of expertise in the field of genetics. And after much toil, we proudly opened our doors on the 4th of August, 2020. From inception, we chose to focus on reproductive genetics. We offer the South African community affordable testing that is both of the highest professional standard, with a great turnaround time, and that reduces the anxiety when waiting for results. And today, as I stand in front of you, actually yesterday I think, no, Friday, we celebrated our 3rd birthday. We have tested more than 5,600 embryos in South Africa, and we are the only South African lab that specializes in this area exclusively. So just to tell you what we have been offering the South African community until now, we offer 3 tests. The first test is called PGTA, and this test looks for large abnormalities in chromosomes before a woman goes through embryo implantation. For example, Down syndrome. And this is a test that has been primarily used by patients that are 35, 36 years and older. Then we offer a test called PGTM, which focuses on specific genetic conditions like breast cancer, cystic fibrosis, and we use this test to minimize and to reduce the passing on of the genetic disease to your offspring. And this test is very, very useful to people who have a known family history of a specific genetic condition. The other test that we test for is called POC, Products of Conception. This is a screen that is used to determine if your miscarriage was due to large genetic abnormalities. And if you are found to have had something wrong there, this will lead to then PGTA and PGTM. Just to emphasize, PGTA and PGTM are tests that are done in conjunction with your IVF specialist before implantation of the embryo back into the woman. POC is done together with your gynae or your IVF doctor after an unfortunately unsuccessful pregnancy. We service more than 70% of the IVF laboratories across South Africa, and Abrashka's vision to help patients become parents of healthy children is now a reality. And for more of these tests, PGTA, PGTM, POC, you can come chat to us at stand 23 after my presentation. But reproductive genetics has continued to advance, and it's evolving in incredible ways. We are creating a future where people are empowered to have control over their reproductive health. And as South Africa's reproductive genetic specialists, it is our responsibility to bring the latest in international best practice to the South African market and put these testing standards in reach of more and more people today. So today, I am super excited to present to you for the first time in South Africa a new test which is going to be called carrier screening. So what is carrier screening? Well, you all know that we are carriers of something, right? Some of the things that we carry from our families are linked to traits such as if you'll have your earlobe connected to a little bit of your neck, or your infamous familial nose. Others, however, can have far more serious consequences, and this is where carrier screening comes in. Carrier screening is a genetic test that is used to identify genetic mutations that can affect the future health of your child. By identifying these mutations, couples can make informed decisions about their reproductive choices and potentially take steps to prevent passing this genetic disease on to their children. So this is a step way before arriving at the IVF lab and doing genetic testing now. So why should you do carrier screening, you may ask? It's really distilled into one idea, and that's proactivity. We believe genetic information is too crucial to know, not to know, as it holds the key to the future of all our families. So I'm going to share with you 6 reasons as to why one should consider doing carrier screening. The first is that we go through informed family planning. Okay, if you or your partner are planning to have children, knowing your carrier status for certain genetic conditions can help you make informed decisions about your reproductive options. It allows you to be proactive in managing any potential risks and seeking appropriate medical guidance. The second important reason is early intervention. Identifying your carrier status can enable earlier detection, intervention, and this will lead to more effective management and treatment options for affected individuals. Very importantly, we have the concept of peace of mind. If you know your carrier status, this will allow you to prepare emotionally and educationally, and you will be able to reduce uncertainty and anxiety during pregnancy. Of course, there's family history. If one is in a family and you have a history of genetic disease, then carrier scanning will help identify whether you or your partner carry that gene mutation associated with the conditions, and that again will allow you to make an informed decision on how to carry the pregnancy forward. Everywhere in the world we have high-risk populations where there is an increased risk of specific genetic conditions due to the founder effect. In our unique South African population, the Afrikaner, African, Indian, Greek, and Ashkenazi Jewish descent all should consider carrier screening because we carry things like Tay-Sachs disease, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, thalassemia, amongst many, many, many others. And perhaps the most important here is that this test is a cost-effective test. If you spend the money upfront to find out your carrier status, you will eliminate a lot more money spent trying to get pregnant, having miscarriages, God forbid, or having the possibility of giving birth to a child with special needs. So I guess the next question you can ask then is, what kind of results can I expect if I go through carrier screening? Well, carrier screening really has different possible outcomes depending on the genetic conditions being tested, but here's some of the possible ones. The best that you would want to get is obviously a negative result. That means that no mutations associated with the tested conditions are found, and you know you can proceed with your pregnancy with complete peace of mind. If you do get a positive result, it means that you would have one or more mutations associated with the genetic conditions, but it does not mean that you will develop the condition yourself. You will just be a carrier. It just means that you have the potential to pass it on to your children. Where it gets important is that if both you and your spouse are carriers of the same genetic condition, then your child has an increased risk of inheriting that condition. Finally, but very rarely in some cases, genetic screening does yield inconclusive results. It could happen due to technical limitations of the test or the presence of a rare or complex mutation. At this point, I have to mention that it is essential to understand that carrier screening is one piece of the information, and it does not provide definitive predictions about the health or the genetic makeup of your child. It's always recommended to use us together with a healthcare professional or a genetic counselor that can provide further guidance based on your specific condition. Now, because of that reason, we at FutureGen understand that going through such testing can potentially have life-changing consequences to you and your family, and we are here and are committed to support and assist you in navigating this field. So every test, every carrier test done is coupled with genetic counseling, whether digitally or in person. Personalized medicine is becoming increasingly important in today's age. New diagnostic tools and testing can improve the chances of having a healthy child. FutureGen Laboratories is leading this conversation in South Africa, and we are unlocking the doors to ordinary people to be proactive about their reproductive genetic health. We are also very digitally minded and are understanding that today things are running on a technological platform like never before. So we're offering a whole lot of new innovative ideas when it comes to carrier screening. Firstly, the onboarding and the results of your carrier screening is done digitally. You can follow the entire process on your phone. There are informative videos and information that will guide you through the process. It has to be added in as well that our test is in line with the international recommendations for carrier screening. There are recognized bodies such as the American College of Medical Genetics and Genomics and the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and we way surpass their guided recommendations when it comes to carrier screening. We're going to be offering 4 different packages, both individual and for couples, customized to your needs. They will be available nationally, and hopefully, we are just putting the nuts and bolts on the screening. This will be available in South Africa towards the end of October. As mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, we opened our doors exactly 3 years ago, and so it's our birthday. And for that, we'd like to give a gift for all participants here. So for all Fertility Show participants who come up to our booth and want to sign up and want to know more about carrier screening, you'll be entitled to a 10% discount as soon as the test will be available. For those who are going to be following online, we have a QR code available, so you can register there too. And one more idea, and one lucky participant will receive a carrier screening test, anybody who signs up today, for themselves and their partners for free. So thank you, Saskia, IFASA, the Fertility Show, for giving us this opportunity. We are available at stand 23 to answer any questions anyone might have, and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adele. Has anybody got any questions they'd like to ask? There's a question, Adele. Don't run away.
Hi, Adele. Your carrier screening testing, is it for specific or for a whole battery of tests that somebody's looking to see if there's anything genetically in their makeup?
The carrier screening is going to be very broad.
Right.
The 2 different packages we are going to be offering is a basic package where there are 75 known genetic conditions which are, well documented and informed, but you can go up to 600 if you want the Rolls Royce of it. Right. And you want us to check you, with a microscope. Right. We will. So it will be completely broad. Obviously, if something gets picked up, we then do follow the other processes that you will inevitably land up going to an IVF lab to assist you in your pregnancy, and then we do PGTA, and then very specifically, we will do PGTM. So in many, many cases, we have people who will know of a specific genetic disease. With the help of the IVF labs, the embryos will be checked for that specific one. But the carrier screening is a broader test.
And your database that you load this information to, is it a confidential database?
Absolutely.
Or is it open?
No, we are 100%, we comply with POPIA and all patient confidentiality. Everything is 100% secured. And so the only people who will know their results will be the people who have signed on digitally. And then you can give access to your genetic counselor, to your doctor, to your gynae, whoever needs it, but definitely we do not, share information, or nobody will see that you've even done the test. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you.